an Acura SLX. This is the worst impulse buy I've ever had, well, the most expensive one I've ever had, but this is so exciting to me that I just can't help but show you guys everything there is about this little, well, not little, I mean, look at this thing, it dwarfs this fucking Frontier. It's huge. So, let me talk to you about this little truck per se. This was back when Acura and Honda were in a bit of a gamble. They really had no idea what to do with the booming SUV market. That was a lot of brands at the time were making full advantage of. You had things like Ford Explorer. You had, honestly, that's the only thing off the top of my head I can remember. I'm probably just list a few more down here for your perusal. Anyway. And so Honda wanted to capitalize on that market, but the problem was they were developing the MDX and it took so long to develop for whatever reason. The only thing they had comparable was an Odyssey, and obviously that wasn't going to work. So they went over to our other buddies in Japan. Isuzu. Isuzu was giving these troopers out for free to like anybody who wanted one. Holden, Vauxhall, Opel, General Motors, Subaru, and of course Honda, Acura. And it's so weird to think that this truck would be like a sort of precursor for Honda eventually putting the engine into the Saturn SUV thing that I completely forgot existed. But this is one of the, this is basically what resulted as a result. This is basically what came out as a result of that. Is the SLX. Quite possibly the cheapest way to get into the that market. And of course, people knew that, and nobody bought these. Literally nobody bought these. Only around 6,500 of these were ever sold here, which means that this is officially the second rarest car that Acura has ever produced, behind the ZDX and over the NSX. Well, I mean, I'm sure the second gen NSX is even rarer because literally nobody buys them. I think like 3 people in the entire universe bought one, and one of them bought one and returned it, but we're not counting that. So one of the things that made the SLX so coveted at the time, well, if you can even call it that, was its lack of features, and features abound. A lot of the Acuras of this era had a sort of faux wood trim here, which is just plastic. It sucks, but it's so cheesy looking back at it now that I can't help but really appreciate it. It just looks like ghosts trapped in here somewhere. As for convenience features, you got a grab handle. And what's even funnier is that the passenger side has like 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can even, if you want to use this as a brace, 5. It's absolutely insane. But of course, this was, for all intents and purposes, a 4x4 that whose goal was to take people out camping. And this is essentially what this car is. Now, this car that I purchased from somebody is not really the acceptable standard that the SLX is. You have these seats, which I'm pretty sure are from another Trooper because they have this pattern to them. I haven't researched them. I'll probably research them when I get to this point in the video and editing and edit out here. Either a text that says something or here an image, whatever. But these are not original, but they have the original headrests. So I'm kind of wondering where the original seats went, or if they were just so bad that they just went to the trash. Look at this as well, and what I really didn't know about these was how weird this mechanism works. All the way down, like it there, won't go anywhere. Like it there, won't go anywhere. Reset and then start over again. This is probably the only thing Acura actually produced for this car, was just this mold for the Acura steering wheel. It's a nice steering wheel. I wish it was like wood grain, just because it would fit with the theme, but yeah, look at that Isuzu quality. Don't know, when you purchased an SLX in 1999, or rather, you're supposed to get 2 of them, but unfortunately only 1 survived the 20-year trip. It's crazy. Acura key. And this anti-theft, which I have no idea if it's shared with the Trooper or whatnot, but there is a version of this actually has SLX printed on theirs, which are incredibly rare to find. I'm lucky to just have the original key and, you know, starter to begin with. But getting in here, one of the things you'll first notice if you're an astute 4x4 wheeler is where the fuck did my transfer shit go? I'm assuming that this particular model has had the transmission rebuilt or fixed at one point, and that was removed. So, the on-demand system straight up just does not work. There's no connection or power to it. Let's see here. Oh, just to show you guys. 192,195 miles. Yep, it's a lot for an older car like this, but proper maintenance, any car can go for. But the amenities here were pretty standard at the era. Honestly, this whole interior reminds me of that in the way that this is set up. A very simple AC control unit here, and a very simple things here. When you got blank switches here and here, which is incredible to see in a car like this. Of course, you got your hazards, your 4-wheel drive, auto select, which does not do anything in this particular variant. You have the clock, which you can set here and here. Conveniently, it looks like any of the other clocks that you have for this era, from Honda at least. Rear wiper shit, and then rear wiper defroster. And of course, very old school, fresh air in, fresh air out, or whatever it was. Temp works like you would expect. AC on, off, power, speed, form, nothing. Position, oh wow, just activate something that hasn't been moved in a while. Just leave it there. Shitty fucking aftermarket thing, don't really care about it, nothing in here. An ashtray, without the ashtray part of it. So that's all good. And of course, one of these here. I can tell this is aftermarket because these are not the original ones, neither are these, they're supposed to be switched. And of course, this whole panel flops open like a motherfucker. So, maybe one of these days I'll take a look at it. Don't really care right now. One of the nice things about these was the power folding mirrors. In 1990 something, my goddamn RSX outside, if you can even see it, nope, you can't. It doesn't even have power folding mirrors. It doesn't even have heated mirrors. I know they got heated mirrors in like 04 or 05, I don't remember when. But my god, the fact that they didn't come from the factory is stupid. Yep, left mirror, right mirror. Move that bitch. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is really inoffensive. It's really meant, like I said, it's so weird that Acura even wanted this to begin with. I mean, this is a fucking gigantic truck by any standards. And well, there's not much luxury going on here. I didn't mention it before, but you also got the front here. You got dome lights as well as the altimeter, I think it's called. It's a little handy tool that you can use when you go off-roading to measure your altitude, your direction, and temperature, which kind of isn't that useful though. What is nice is this gigantic moonroof. It's huge. It's called the Safari roof just because of how big it is. Like, it's literally like, I wouldn't say like 3 or 4 feet across. It's huge. Back here you got a dome light, a pull grab, of course. Launch yourself into this. Push, turns on, push. Fortunately, it doesn't turn on like, you know, you have something on, it just turns on. In fact, with these, you have these, which, well, this one doesn't work, unfortunately. Either that or it's not supposed to work. Back here, got a pouch for nothing in there. Cool. You got some vents for the AC, and you got, of course, a cup holder, which would be, there you go, which would be nice, except this one's not really working as well as it could be. Let's put that all away, shall we? Now, I have removed the spare tire because, well, that's not actually the spare tire, that's actually the fourth tire. The spare tire, I didn't know until like Rio came back, is right here. is from, I'm pretty sure that's the original spare tire, which is absolutely crazy. Just look at that. Bridgestone Dueler. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys know how to read DOT code signs, but this one ends in a 9, in just a 9. An absolutely monstrous cargo hold. And yeah, like I said, it's an Isuzu Trooper requirements. Working here. Try finding an SLX one. You will not. I know I would love to. This one also opens right here. Wish it was more intuitive though. And locks just the same. Look at that. Oh, that worked. Acura, you know, because they just had to put their name on it. And of course, a 4 on the license plate because it's the original. It's been in California its whole entire life. SLX. Let me show you what we have inside. Excuse the camera work because obviously I'm only one-handed at the moment. Faster to the hood. The mighty 3.5 liter V6 that burns oil like a motherfucker. At least that's what I've been told. Pretty simplistic engine. Nothing really go wrong with this. Just 6 cylinders, a intake manifold, and not really much I want to do with this engine. I'm not going to upgrade it, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to touch it, just going to maintain it and make sure that it works fine. Over here, you can see some option codes. Definitely be taking a look at that. You can see a little bit of the other information, such as the engine type, the transmission that it came with,